welcome everybody here tonight, the last budget meeting. We do this every year. We work with the selectmen, they work with us. We've had a very good year, I think, corresponding back and forth among ourselves. I kind of got myself laid up, so I'm going to turn this meeting over to the vice chair. I do really want to thank Bill for all the work that he helped us out, David, get this all put together. And if you see someone come in the back, it will be my son coming in, give me a ride home. I'm not supposed to be driving yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, David.
You got the helm there, buddy.
Refresh my memory from last year on how we're supposed to be reading these.
Motion to adjourn.
No, you read the warrant article and then selectmen recommendation, X, and then you go budget recommendation. I'm sorry. You'll read the warrant article, then you'll go budget committee recommends, and then all in favor, and then we'll go selectmen recommend X, all in favor.
All right. Article 1, to choose a moderator.
Well, we don't, you
Start
want
at 5.
Yeah,
To start at 5?
Yeah.
5.
Okay. To see what sum not to exceed $99,620 the town will vote to appropriate for interest and principal payments to the main bond bank for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget committee,
recommends 99,620.
99620.
99,620.
All those in favor of that?
All right, he needs to be present, so we'll just do the 5 with 2 absent. Selectmen recommend 99,620. All those in favor? That's 4, 1 absent.
Article 6, to see what sum not to exceed $51,307 the town will vote to appropriate for the 7th payment of 10 payments for an addition to the Buxton Town Hall Municipal Building pursuant to vote taken under Article 38, Annual Town Meeting, June 17, 2017, for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $51,307.
All those in favor?
You're not in favor? So that's, huh?
Got too big a budget.
Okay, so that would be 1,
5, 1, and 1.
5. So, David, if you could say 5 yeses, 1 no, 1 absent.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, the select board recommends $51,307. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 7, to see what sum not to exceed $489,913 the town will vote to be used for officers' salaries and staff salaries for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $489,913. All in favor?
All those in favor?
6 yes,
No.
No, 5, 1, and 1.
And,
5, 1, and 1.
yeah. So 5, so just go 5 yeses, 1 no, 1 absent. Okay, and so selectmen recommend $489,913. All those in favor? That's 4, 1 absent. I just want to go back to article number 6. Out of clarity for the community, $51,307 of payment for our police station addition that we built. And that was what that payment was for. And so, and Article 7 was for salaries. Moving on to Article 8, David.
To see what sum not to exceed $11,000 the town will vote to be used for human resource expenses for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $11,000. All in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6 yes,
No. 4, 1, and 1. 5, 1, and 1.
It's not gonna be more than 5.
yes 5,
1 and 1.
1 no, 1 absent.
Yep.
Selectmen recommend $11,000. All those in favor? That is 4, 1 absent.
Are we reading all of Article 9?
No, I wouldn't do that. We can, basically, what that is doing is, it's asking for the code enforcement officer on some recommendations like we had last year. She's bringing it back forward to establish an electrical inspector in our community. Right now, you currently do not need an electrical permit to put electricity in your, electrical wiring in your home. This would request that the, moving forward, the town would be able to approve having an electrical inspector in our community. And so that's the explanation of that warrant article. So if you want to just move forward on, I don't even think there's, I don't see a budget recommendation there, do I? There's no budget recommendation. So, Bill, we probably ought to
So
add,
none of the ordinances have ever had that, you know, it's because it's not associated with the dollar value.
Right.
so just out of clarity, out of curiosity, and I know this might be a little late to the game, is it possible to move that towards the end of the warrant article?
Remember, you wanted it before the next article.
That's
because-
right, I'm sorry, you're correct. So, you know, so, at the end of the day, though, I'd like to see, I guess we'll let it just be a town vote. I mean, how do you guys want it? You guys are the, what do you guys think? You want to just let it be a town vote and we can discuss it at town meeting?
That's how we talked about it.
Okay, let's do it that way, very good. So moving on to Article 10.
Article 10, to see what sum not to exceed $252,670 the town will vote to be used for code enforcement office salaries, equipment, and supplies for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $252,670.
All those in favor of that number? Reg?
5
5 and 1?
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Now, that could change if Article 9 does not pass.
Correct.
Correct.
That will go down
By
on the
30,000.
floor.
Right, yeah.
A motion will have to be made on the
Yes.
floor.
Yes.
Yep.
Selectmen's recommend $252,670. All those in favor? That is 4, 1 absent.
And the dollar amount we're talking about in there, if Article 9 is voted down, would be $30,000,
Yeah.
That's correct.
correct?
We probably ought to, is there any way that we can somehow,
So on this expense sheet that I have, you guys, expense budget summary, if you look at the code enforcement, so it looks like it'd be 20, oh wait, no, that's in the salaries. I'd have to have the book then, just get the stop break down, it's in the salary line. Let me see something, code enforcement. Code enforcement, yeah. Oh, is it in the supplement? No, this is for the electrical inspector, right? Yeah. Is that code enforcement?
I thought it was 25, that's why I don't.
$30,000.
It is 30, okay.
Part-time electrical.
Okay, so that would be the reduction of that line item if the town does not approve the electrical inspector.
Okay. Article 11, to see what sum not to exceed $103,344 the town of Buxton will vote to be used for town hall occupancy expenses, office supplies, postage, telephones, office equipment repairs for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $103,344.
All those in favor?
5 yes,
1 1.
That's why I get my own table.
1 no, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $103,344. All those in favor? That's 4, 1 absent.
Article 12, to see what sum not to exceed $1,154,576 the town of Buxton will vote to be used for payment of all town insurance, including motor vehicles, building and contents, equipment, officers' bonds, workers' compensation, and other insurance for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $1,154,576.
All those in favor? 511?
5 yes,
Yes.
1 no, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $1,154,576. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 13, to see what sum not to exceed $250,000 the town will vote to be used for legal services for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $250,000.
All those in favor?
5 yes,
Yes.
1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $250,000. All those in favor? That's 4, 1 absent.
Article 14, to see what sum not to exceed $18,450 the town will vote to be used for the annual audit and other accounting services for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $18,450.
All those in favor?
Maybe they'll find something.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $18,450. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 15, to see what sum not to exceed $7,500 the town will vote to be used for the preparation of the town report for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $7,500.
All those in favor?
We have 5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $7,500. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Okay, hold up on this one, David.
Yeah. So on you want me to,
No, go ahead.
yeah, on Article 16, this is the assessment of what the town uses to set, really not do a reassessment of our town, but assess ongoing assessing duties that our town needs. And as most of you may know, we've been negotiating with Brookfield and with our attorneys on the assessment of the dams. And they've reduced the current assessment of the Brookfield dams in our town is $35,700,000. And they are telling the town that the dams are only worth $22 million. And so that's almost 50% of what the current dam value is now. And so we've been in litigation, mediation mostly, with Brookfield. And so it's come to our understanding that the calculation amount, the way they calculated the valuation of the dams is a usable item, but not the most preferred usable. There's different ways to assess a dam. And the way our assessor assessed the dams, even though it's a way to assess it, it wasn't the most desirable way to assess a dam. So, having said that, we are looking at this point now to have all 3 dams assessed by a new assessor to combat the $22 million assessment that Brookfield has given to the town of Buxton as their desired assessed value. And so in order to come up with a legal standing, we need to hire a third party to come in and assess our dams to see what the dams are actually worth. And at that point then, if Brookfield wants to dispute that, we have now a third party that has assessed the dams, and that is going to be our legal standing of where the town will be. On this line item, we don't have, that 35.7 has nothing to do with dam assessment. It's just our local town assessment of, you know, if somebody builds a house or we have to factor up, just assessing work that's done in our town. That's what that 35.7 covers. We're looking to increase that. I know it's the last hour here, but we just found that out in the last week, to add another $60,000 there. So that number now would become $95,700. That would give the town an additional $60,000 in order to hire a third party to come in and assess the 3 dams.
And
so-
it is the purview of the board to use unassigned fund balance to cover the cost of that $60,000. Just FYI. So it's not gonna have anything to do with any increase in the property tax or anything. It's gonna come out of unassigned fund balance. So if you look at Article 76, way in the back, it actually talks about how much money is going to be raised from unassigned fund balance. I'm actually going to increase that amount by 60K, which is the same amount we're going to increase Article 16.
And so that is what we're trying to achieve here. That's why we're asking that. I know it's the last hour that just came up, and we don't have the money funded, and so, I don't know if, we can have a verbal debate here about it and discuss and see what you guys think and how you want to move forward, but that's what we're trying to achieve. We need the resources to and we need an avenue to pay for an assessor, and this is the line item in order to do that.
How is the article going to be written where?
It's not going to be written any different because this talks about assessing services. So it's exactly what we're trying to achieve is assessing services,
Except the amount can change.
Just that amount.
Just the amount.
just the amount.
Well, what I'm asking, though, is if we're going to spend 35,700 in the basic tax base, and the other 60 is coming from undesignated surplus, how is that going to be written in here?
Yeah,
Instead of having
that's a good
just
point.
$95,700?
Could we
We're all going
do,
to think and vote that it's all coming out of the tax base.
correct,
So what I could do is, let's see, where is it? 16. To see the sum not to exceed $95,700, and then I'll put after it $35,700 coming from property taxes and $60,000 coming from unassigned fund balance. Is that what you looked before, something like that?
Yep.
So it explains it.
Yeah.
Well, we need 2 votes.
Can I ask a question though? Having a third party do the assessment on the dams, do you think the value is gonna drop? Or do you think it's gonna come in about what it is now?
so we did hire a third party to give us an assessment of the dams, and he didn't give us a full assessment. He just, because we were so far off, we wanted to know if our assessor was somewheres in the ballpark, and, the comment was made that yes, he is somewheres in the ballpark, but he didn't do a full-fledged assessment. So now what we're looking for, and the reason we did that is because we were so far off, and we didn't know if the town, we were in a lawsuit, do we continue a lawsuit or do we just settle? And so that's why we hired that third party to come in and to give us a ballpark assessment of where these dams should be assessed at, and we're in the ballpark. So we feel that if we hire a third party, it may not come in at 35.7, it may come in more, it may come in a little less, but it's going to, in my opinion, it'll be more than 22 million, which is Brookfield's assessment of the dams.
That's quite a chunk.
Yeah, it is. It's a
What would
huge.
happen if we held off on this for a year?
So basically, right now, Brookfield has applied for abatements for 22, 23, and our assumption is they're going to apply for an abatement for 24. And so we're looking to get this done so that way there we have a new estimated value for the year 25. So that way there, if they, at that point, don't agree with our assessment, then we're going to court. And if we go to court, now we have a third-party assessor that assessed it the way they wanted it assessed it, and that gives us a baseline to challenge their assessment. And so if we hold it out for a year, then we would have to give them an abatement for another year until, we're gonna keep giving them abatements until we come up with a new value. So holding it off for another year doesn't do us any favors.
Goes down the line.
So the warrant article would be one warrant article, would be one vote. The sum not to exceed $95,700. The town will vote to use for assessing services. $35,700 will come from property taxes, and $60,000 would come from undesignated surplus. And that's how the warrant article would read.
Okay.
Are you guys okay with that? All right, so Budget Committee recommendation? Do you want-
Budget Committee recommend $95,700.
All those in favor?
Not at all.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Okay, Selectmen recommend $95,700. All those in favor? That's 4, 1 absent.
Article 17, to see what sum not to exceed $15,850 the town will vote to appropriate for support of the town webpage and televised public meetings for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $15,850.
All those in favor of the 15?
Okay, it's 5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $15,850. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 18, to see what sum not to exceed $6,500 the town will vote to appropriate for the restoration of town records for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $6,500.
All those in favor of the 6,000 Bourbon?
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $6,500. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 19, to see what sum not to exceed $60,000 the town will vote to appropriate for the purchase of vehicle extraction tools for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Said money to come from undesignated, unassigned surplus. And this is for the
Extraction tools.
department.
I'm
No,
sorry?
Fire department.
Fire Department extraction tools, yes.
Okay. Budget Committee recommends $60,000.
All those in favor?
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $60,000. All those in favor? That's 4, 1 absent. 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 20, to see what sum not to exceed $35,200 the town will vote to contribute to the retirement fund for full-time employees entered into pursuant to the vote taken under Article 14, Annual Town Meeting of June 16, 1990 for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $35,200.
All those in favor of the 35?
There's no way that could change anyway.
Your vote? Are you yes in the vote?
I have to vote yes, because there's nothing that can be done
Okay.
about it.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $35,200. All those in favor? That's 4, 1 absent.
Article 21, to see what sum not to exceed $301,550 the town will vote to contribute to the Maine PERS Retirement Fund for full-time employees entered into pursuant to the vote taken under Article 2 Special Town Meeting of August 19, 2020 for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $301,550.
All those in favor?
And this is everybody that's part of the main state retirement.
Correct.
Beautiful. Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $301,550. All those in favor? That's 4, 1 absent.
My program.
Article 22, to see what sum not to exceed $70,650 the town will vote to be used for the technology account for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $70,650.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $70,650. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 23, to see what sum not to exceed $1,000 the town will vote to be used for revitalization expenses for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $1,000.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $1,000. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 24, to see what sum not to exceed $40,299 the town will vote to be used for training and workshops, dues and subscriptions, other miscellaneous expenses for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $40,299.
All those in favor of the 40,000?
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $40,299. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 25, to see what sum not to exceed $5,000 the town will vote to appropriate for the municipal building repair and maintenance account for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $5,000.
All those in favor of the 5,000?
6 yes, 1 absent.
Budget Select Board recommend $5,000. All those in favor? That is 4, 1 absent.
Article 26, to see what sum not to exceed $400 the town will vote to appropriate for the use of the Appeals Board for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $400.
All those in favor of the 400?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommendation, $400. All those in
It's the
favor?
worst budget we've ever had.
Article 27, to see what sum not to exceed $9,925 the town will vote to appropriate for the use of the Planning Board for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $9,925.
All those in favor of 9,000? 5, 1, 1?
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $9,925. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
If you vote no enough, you get your own table.
Article 28, to see what sum not to exceed $31,643 the town will vote to appropriate for salaries and miscellaneous expenses of voter registration for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $31,643.
All those in favor?
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommendation is $31,643. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 29, to see what sum not to exceed $1,754,799 the town will vote to appropriate to be used for the Buxton Fire and Rescue Department for fiscal year 2024-2025 as follows. Fire Division, $671,058. Rescue, $1,078,460. Fire Police, $5,261. Budget Committee recommends $1,754,799.
No, correction, 779.
$1,754,779.
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommendation is $1,754,779. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Hold on one second. Do you want me to change where it says selectmen to select board?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to you guys?
Okay, Article 30, to see what sum not to exceed $20,000 the town will vote to appropriate for the dry hydrant account for fiscal year 2024, 2025. Budget Committee recommends $20,000.
All those in favor of the 20,000?
Yes,
6 yes, 1 absent.
that's my baby.
Selectmen recommend $20,000. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 31, to see what sum not to exceed $58,333 the town will vote to appropriate for the 5th payment of a 6-year purchase of a 2001 E1 Quint fire apparatus for the Fire Rescue Department pursuant to the vote taken under Article 3, Special Town Meeting, November 13, 2019, for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $58,333.
All those in favor?
6 yes, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $58,333. All those in favor? That is 4, 1 absent. 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 32, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $270,000 for a new dump/plow truck, said money to come from unassigned surplus. Budget Committee recommends $270,000.
No.
No?
5 yes,
Yep.
1 no, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $270,000. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 33, to see what sum not to exceed $65,383 the town will vote to appropriate for the sixth payment of a 7-year purchase agreement for the purchase of a new engine for the Fire Rescue Department pursuant to the vote taken under Article 30, Annual Town Meeting, June 17, 2017, for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $65,383.
All those in favor?
Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $65,383. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 34, to see what sum not to exceed $1,916,359 the town will vote to be used for the Buxton Police Department for fiscal year 2024-2025 as follows. Police Department, $1,420,604. Dispatch, $421,974. Animal Control, $65,281. Pre-employment testing, $8,500. Budget Committee recommends $1,916,359.
All those in favor?
No.
Excuse me.
5.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $1,916,359. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 35, to see what sum not to exceed $7,500 for new dispatch computer upgrades, said money to come from unassigned surplus. Budget Committee recommends $7,500.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $7,500. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 36, to see what sum not to exceed $350,613 the town will vote to appropriate to be used for the Recreation Department salaries, equipment, and supplies for fiscal year 2024-2025. Said money to come from the enterprise account.
All those in favor?
Budget Committee recommends $350,613.
Okay. Now we'll take a vote.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $350,613. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Question.
Yep.
We had discussion at length previously about calling this enterprise account. Is that still correct, or is it
So
incorrect?
it is not an enterprise account. However, I did not want to change it without the authorization of everybody here, because when we change it, I'm sure we're going to get questions.
And what are we going to change it to?
So, I mean, it's a governmental fund. It just doesn't belong to the general fund. So it's a non-general fund account.
What do you
Why
want?
don't we just say, send money to come from the recreation accounts?
That's fine.
Fine with that?
You
That'd be
okay with
fine
all
with
that?
everybody?
Yep.
All those in favor with the recreation account, changing it to that? That is unanimous, so we'll change that moving forward to the recreation account.
Thanks for catching this.
Thank you. Article 37, to see what,
We need to vote on it again. You've changed it, right? Now you need-
No, we're changing the name moving forward after this.
Then I'm a no for how we did it.
all right. 5 yes, one no, one absent for Budget Committee.
On which one?
Article 36.
Oh, I thought it was 601.
All set? Article 37, to see what sum not to exceed $15,500 the town will vote to appropriate to cover the cost of street lighting service furnished to the town of to the town for the fiscal year 2024-2025 under contract with Central Maine Power Company. Budget Committee recommends $15,500.
All those,
Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $15,500. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 38, to see what sum not to exceed $15,000 the town will vote to be used for the relief of the indigent during fiscal year 2024-2025. This sum will supplement state general assistance reimbursements. Budget Committee recommends $15,000.
all those in favor of 15?
Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $15,000. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 39, to see what sum not to exceed $1,105,858 the town will vote to be used for transfer station and sanitation services for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $1,105,858.
So just a brief statement. I did get an email from Greg Heffernan. The numbers did come back from one of the waste disposals, and it came in $600 higher than what he budgeted. He just wanted to make you aware or asked if you wanted to add $600. I'm not really sure if $600 matters on $1 million budget, so it's totally up to everybody here.
I would say no. We're just, at this point here, we're too far into the game. $600 on $1 million operating budget. It is what it is. We'll just deal with it at the year end, and if we have to reconcile, that would be we'll reconcile. But that would be my recommendation instead of changing all these numbers at this stage. For $600, if it was something substantial, I might look at it a little bit differently. But for $600, it's not worth it. It's up to you guys.
All those in favor of the Selectmen's
No.
recommendation?
Okay, hold on now. Are we voting on the article, or are we voting on the not changing?
Voting on the
$600.
$600.
So just leave it as is.
I would leave it as is.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we'll leave it as is, and now you want to vote on the warrant article?
So Budget Committee recommends $1,105,858.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $1,105,858. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 40, to see what sum not to exceed $7,500 the town will vote to appropriate for the monitoring and testing fees for the closed landfill on Town Farm and Churchill Roads for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $7,500.
All those in favor of $7,000?
Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $7,500. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 41, to see what sum not to exceed $9,000 the town will vote to appropriate for the purchase of a roll-off can for fiscal year 2024-2025.
Okay, hold on one second. After this article, you need to put, because all this money, the 9,000 is coming from unassigned surplus, we have to add said money to come from unassigned surplus.
On the 9.
Yep.
And do you want to add in something that says it's coming from it's going for the transfer station
No.
No.
department? Not necessary?
No.
Okay. Budget Committee recommends $9,000.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommends $9,000. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 42, to see what sum not to exceed $64,380 the town will vote to appropriate for the rental of trash cans for fiscal year 2024-2025. Said money to come from Article 41, account number E17080-742, from the fiscal year 2022-2023 trash can purchase, which allotted $300,000 per year until the funds are all extinguished. Budget Committee recommends $64,380.
All those in favor?
No to the evil empire.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Before we, Selectmen recommends $64,380. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent. But I just want to, so this is the first time we take the money out of that 300,000?
No, last year was.
Last year was? Do you think we might?
I wondered if you wanted to put what the balance was in there.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Just that way there we can have kind of a running tab year after year? So, would you guys,
Number 2,
second payment, well, the thing is what I'm worried about is when we get down to the end, there won't be enough money. There'll be like 30,000. You know, for the last payment, we'll have to add in another 30. So do you want an actual number, or do you want to just say the second payment out of the 300?
I would put the actual balance in.
Put the actual balance?
Somebody's going to ask in the meeting.
Okay, can we put an actual balance there? So basically, the warrant article will be written the same, we'll just be adding,
The remaining balance as of, whatever it is.
okay, everybody okay with that? Yep. Okay,
No.
you're not okay with that, Richard?
No, that's the evil empire.
Can I also get a little clarification? I think we should, Article 38 says this sum will supplement state general assistance reimbursements. I actually think you should say this sum will be supplemented by state general assistance reimbursements. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Article 43. Shall the town of Buxton vote to appropriate a sum of money for Buxton's share of a regional public access facility? Said money shall not exceed the amount that the town receives from cable company franchise fees each year. Requested amount is $41,550 for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $41,550.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $41,550. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 44, to see what sum not to exceed $1,041,559 the town will vote to appropriate for the Public Works Department for fiscal year 2024-2025 as follows. General maintenance of highways, bridges, culverts, street signs, brush removal, salaries, $706,568. Snow and ice removal, $111,900. Equipment repairs, $151,591. Winter sand, $71,500. Budget Committee recommends $1,041,559.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommendation, $1,041,559. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 45, to see what sum not to exceed $42,000 the town will vote to appropriate for the purchase of True Narc drug identification device for fiscal year 2024-2025. Said money to come from unassigned surplus. Budget Committee recommends $42,000.
All those in favor of 42?
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board, recommend 42,000. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 46, to see what sum not to exceed $450,000 the town will vote to appropriate for resurfacing and sealing certain roads in town for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $450,000.
All those in favor?
No. 5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend 450,000. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 47, to see what sum not to exceed $20,000 the town will vote to appropriate for crack sealing certain roads in town for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $20,000.
All those in favor of the 20?
Yes, if they fix Fog Road.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Electric.
Selectmen recommend $20,000. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 48, to see what sum not to exceed $26,900 the town will vote to appropriate for the striping of certain town roads for fiscal year 2024-2025. Budget Committee recommends $26,900.
All those in favor of the 26?
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $26,900. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 49, to see what sum not to exceed $4,000 the town will vote to appropriate for recreational purposes for fiscal year 2024-2025 to be dispersed as follows. Snowmobile Club, $4,000. Budget Committee recommends $4,000.
All in favor?
Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $4,000. All those in favor? Chad?
Yes.
Yes. 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Bill? Is that the correction you're asking him?
$4,000, he spelled out right, yeah, gotcha.
Okay, Article 50. To see what sum not to exceed $55,455 the town will vote to appropriate for rivers, parks, cemeteries for fiscal year 2024-2025 to be dispersed as follows. Ancient cemeteries, 0. American Legion flags, $1,250. Buxton Cemetery Association, $18,750. South Buxton Cemetery Association, $9,525. Bonnie Eagle Park, $1,000. Estes Park, $2,300. Carroll Park, $2,450. Pleasant Point Park, $7,000. Town Farm Park, $7,500. Weymouth Park, $4,870. Saco River Corridor
Commission.
Commission, $800. Budget Committee recommends $55,455.
I think that there's an issue with that number. We had edited one of the cemeteries that I have written on our sheets that we voted on.
The one that I got from David was the Saco River Theater.
I had one here for the
No, there should have been,
South Buxton Cemetery. We voted on $5,525, not $9,520.
Is that correct?
correct,
For the budget committee?
Yes.
yes.
So I'm sorry, for the South Buxton cemeteries you're talking about?
Recommended $5,525.
Okay.
$4,000 less, which would make yours.
Yeah, 4,000.
So the Budget Committee recommendation would be $51,445.
Yeah.
An explanation of the 4,000? They were asking for that money for doing side road repairs and things, or updating, and they had a lot of money available that they could spend that wasn't,
wasn't assigned.
it wasn't, yeah, it wasn't
Unassigned
assigned,
amount, yeah.
it was unassigned amount of money they had. So we feel that they can spend the money on their own instead of having the money come from the town.
Yep.
Okay?
A pretty
So-
good sum. I can't remember just what it was.
What's that?
I think it was on Route 112.
Well, on Route 112, Richard,
Yeah.
it's already been done.
No.
All right, we're all in agreement?
Yeah.
50, so Budget Committee recommends $51,445.
Yes, thanks, Lou.
All those in favor?
Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend the original amount of $55,445. All those in favor? That is 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 51, to see what sum not to exceed $29,945 the town will vote to appropriate for libraries for fiscal year 2024, 2025, to be dispersed as follows. Berry Library,
So before you go further, may I ask a question? There was money that was sitting in their account, and I believe it was something like $6,000. You guys requested that the Select Board remove that from their budget because they had that money there. And so we followed your recommendation and took the $6,000 and some change, or no, $6,000 in total. And so that's why our recommendation is $11,000. We've, because you didn't want to carry that forward. So are you guys going to recommend still the full amount? Because if you're going to recommend the full amount, then we'll recommend the full amount and just turn that money back into undesignated surplus, or you can change your number to the
We voted for
$11,145.
the 11,000.
Oh, it's not here, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is, 11,145.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at requests. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. My
No,
mistake.
you're okay. Bill, question. You and I talked last week, Friday. You said you were going to do some more research on that. Did anything change?
So this is what I found out. In fiscal year 22-23, there was a $1,000 Narragansett grant that actually did go in that expense line. But what I did find out is that she's actually currently at over $11,000 left over in this current year. So even with carrying over that $6,000, I still think I can move that. It was a little over $1,000. I can move into a separate fund. So I think by cutting by $6,000, I think we're still all set.
Okay.
Okay.
So requested amount should go to $11,145. Is that correct?
Well, no, they actually requested the
No, they actually
17.
That's
requested
what they
that.
requested. Okay. So Berry Library requested $17,145. West Buxton Library requested $18,800. Total requested amount, $35,945. Budget Committee recommends for Berry Library, $11,145. West Buxton Library, $18,800. For a Budget Committee recommended total of $29,945.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Select Board recommend $29,945. All those in favor? That is 4 yes, 1 absent.
Article 52, to see what sum not to exceed $5,500 the town will vote to appropriate for youth services for fiscal year 2024, 2025 to be dispersed as follows. Boy Scout Troop 349, $1,800. Cub Scout Pack 349, $2,500. Girl Scouts, $1,200. Total requested $5,500. Budget Committee recommends $5,500.
All those in favor?
Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $5,500. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 53, to see what sum not to exceed $20,113 the town will vote to appropriate for charitable contributions for fiscal year 2024-2025 to be dispersed as follows.
Hold on a second. You didn't read the dollar value, right?
I did.
You said $20,113.
I'll stand corrected, $20,013. American Red Cross, $1,500. Buxton Hollis Historical Society, $4,000. Caring Unlimited, $2,513. Kids Free to Grow, $1,000. Life Flight Foundation, $2,000. Maine Health Care at Home, $1,000. Saco River Theater, $1,000. Sexual Assault Response Service, $1,000. Southern Maine Agency on Aging, $1,500. Southern Maine Veteran Memorial, $500. York County Community Action, $2,000. York County Shelter, $1,500. Maine Behavioral Health, $500. The Budget Committee voted for,
You want to give the total for the total requested?
okay, $20,013.
Okay.
Okay. The Budget Committee recommends $19,013.
Those in favor of the 1913?
Yes.
6
So-
yes, 1 absent.
The Select Board, the only difference between all of those allocations is that the Select Board is going to approve or is in favor of the $20,013 in full, which gives $1,000 to the Saco River Theater. That's the only differences between the two committees. So all those in favor of the $20,013, that's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 54, to see what sum not to exceed $362,432 the town will vote to be used for fiscal year 2024-2025 to pay its share of the cost of the Social Security Plan, FICA, entered into pursuant to the vote taken under Article 9, Special Town Meeting of October 17, 1954, and subsequent votes amending said plan. Budget Committee recommends $362,432.
All those in favor?
Yes.
6 yes, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $362,432. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 55, to see what sum not to exceed $30,194 the town will vote to appropriate for water rescue equipment, rope, flotation devices, litter, harness and rescue kits for the Fire Rescue Department for fiscal year 2024-2025, said money to come from unassigned surplus. Budget Committee recommends $30,194.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $30,194. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 56, to see what sum not to exceed $59,823 the town will vote to appropriate for LP15 cardiac monitor for the Fire Rescue Department for fiscal year 2024-2025, said money to come from unassigned surplus. Budget Committee recommends $59,823.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $59,823. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent.
Article 57, to see what sum not to exceed $15,650 the town will vote to appropriate for an AED, automated external defibrillator, for the Fire Rescue Department for fiscal year 2024, 2025, said money to come from unassigned surplus. Budget Committee recommends $15,650.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Selectmen recommend $15,650. All those in favor? That's 4 yes, 1 absent.
Article 58, to see what sum not to exceed $185,000 the town will vote to appropriate for ambulance chassis replacement for the Fire Rescue Department for fiscal year 2024, 2025, said money to come from unassigned surplus. Budget Committee recommends $185,000.
All those in favor?
No.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
Select Board recommend $185,000. All those in favor? That's 4 yeses, 1 absent. Now, is that the last article? No.
Usually get to skip through some pages.
I thought I saw some stuff further down.
Second to last page.
Maybe 76.
68 to 70. Do those have to be read?
No.
So they don't have to be read or voted on, however, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75 have been on your articles for as long as I could see, so I don't worry about that. I will make a note on 76, I'm going to increase the 829, 167 to 889, 167.
What number's that?
That's Article 76.
So let me ask you a question, Bill. On Article 76, isn't that mundane because we've already scheduled all that money throughout the process already? We're already pulling that money out, now we're asking to pull it out again?
That's just the way your articles have always been written.
Okay.
Whether or not it has to be done that way, I'd probably say no.
Okay?
I think what it is, it's just a total of everything that's up there,
All
and
right.
just, to
Yeah,
let them know.
That's fine. I'm just making sure we're not double taking
Okay.
it out twice.
I wouldn't mind, so let's see, 78's nothing, 79 is nothing, 80's nothing, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. So I wouldn't mind discussing 86.
So before we go to 86, though, do we want to go to Article, no, that 77 is not an allocation, it's a,
No, there are no more allocations.
yeah, okay. So, yeah, what article you on?
So 86.
86?
So 86 reads, "To see if the town will authorize the selectmen to forego the town charter section 4.08 bid purchasing and sale procedures to sell a fire truck in another manner, auction or private sale to another community." I want to make sure, I just want feedback from everybody that, this article's understandable and it's okay. Okay?
It's fine.
What about Article 87? See if the town will authorize the selectmen to accept the old superintendent's building from RSU number 6, which I probably should spell that out. Located at 100 Main Street, Buxton, Maine, 04093, then to donate said building to the Buxton Hollis Historical Society.
I'm fine with it. Is it gonna cost us any money to do that?
Absolutely zero.
So the school district doesn't want it then?
No, they don't want it anymore, and they want to give it to us, and then we want to give it to them. So it's just going to be a transfer of ownership of the property, period, that's it. Okay?
Question, what happens future down the road if there needs to be repairs or things being done? That's a historical society,
Right,
Absolutely
Ownership.
correct.
Yeah.
right.
Doesn't belong to the town anymore.
okay.
So all we're doing is being the pass-through, because the way, I don't know if it's, what is it?
State statute has to,
They have to offer it to us before, And basically, they want to keep, the issue is that the building needs some repairs. The school doesn't want to do any repairs to it. The Historical Society is there. They want to do the repairs, but they don't want to repair a building that they don't own. And so what we're doing is a pass-through. Now, I know that last week a woman came in, talked to the select board, and I spoke to her as well, saying that this is a building of a lot of value, and we should be taking it and selling it. And the truth of the matter is, you know, the select board, we're not in the real estate industry, right? We're just doing this to help, you know, a group within our community, right? The Historical Society has done a lot of good things, and so we're just trying to help them out. If they didn't want it, we wouldn't be looking to get this building to own it, right? That's not what we're here for, so, but we can discuss that a little further at the town meeting, but just to be clear, that's where we're at. So, just a few things. You know, I think that overall, we're only, you know, the budget that we're in, between the select board and for the majority of the budget committee and unanimous of the select board, we're only off by $5,000. That's the differences between the two budgets. So that's you know, good thing. I think that we, you know what I mean. We've seen, you know, that the needs to our community and trying to provide those. A few items that I wanted to bring into the attention. You know, for the last few years, the select board has you know, decided to purchase things cash, and I think you guys have been kind of in favor of that too. We've been moving forward. We're getting there, right? We got 3 more payments here just in the next few years, and that'll pull another 150. So when that gets done, that will have pulled about $500,000 back into our operating process once those, you know, so we've gained about around $300,000 into our operating expense just in the last few years. So I think that's been a really good move forward. And again, you know, we took in, during the year, we moved our savings account from one bank to a local bank. The other bank was not local. We moved it to a local bank, and now we're getting a little over around 4.5% interest, which is, you know, with the money that we have to operate our town, you know, the interest generation is, you know, probably another $300,000 to $400,000 a year to our town. So just by those 2 moves there, we've added about $700,000 to our bottom line, which helps, right? It's so. And I know that there's been, you know, inflation has come, and so we're trying to do the best that we can. So, but anyways, just want to make those comments. Thank the Budget Committee for the last 3 months here to work diligently to help us out to come up with a sustainable budget. We really appreciate it, and thank you for your time and donating your time to the town.
Thanks
Appreciate
for being present at the meetings.
Absolutely.
I think that has helped
Yes.
back and forth, knowing and understanding things much better than in the past.
Too much credit.
So what does this potentially do for our mill rate?
So we are growing quite a bit this year. Like I spoke at the last meeting, you know, the school budget is $754,000 alone to our town. And then on top of that, we had a few incidences that caused our workman's comp to go up, and so that's an additional $260. So just those 2 items alone is $1 million that's not in our control. I know that we are probably growing at somewhere around another $1 million for the town expenditures, which approximately $889,000 is going to come from undesignated surplus. But there's going to be probably a little bit more than that, so it'll be a few $100,000 that comes out of the town expenditures for futuristic budget that we think we can maybe absorb some of that potentially through undesignated surplus to keep our portion of the mill rate down. But at the end of the day, you know, just with workman's comp and the school as $1 million, we have to pass that cost on to the community in tax increases, because that's coming year after year after year after year, right? That's not going away. So, you know, we're at 1043 currently. So I would say that would be how much, $1 on that alone? So we're looking at least 1143 just for the school and workman's comp, and maybe a little bit more, you know, for the few $100,000 that we may not be able to absorb. But we're probably looking at least $1 to $1.25 added to our mill rate.
How many years does the workman's comp stay on the books
3
before it
years.
gets wiped off?
3 years.
3 years.
It doesn't get wiped off ever. It just, our experience rate.
It'll start to reduce.
Correct. If we have no incidences. And the incidences that happened weren't really our fault.
Is this year one for
Yes.
that heavy increase?
Yep.
Okay.
What was our undesignated surplus before this year, and what will it be with all this passing? What will
So
it-
currently we have 5.1 million?
5.8.
5.8 million, so we'll be down to maybe a little less than 5 million. And through time, as our budgets increase, the undesignated surplus need to increase as well, because we need to be, a healthy town is about 90 days payments within 60 to 90 days. And so we're trying to stay within that ballpark of 60 to 90 days worth of cash reserves within undesignated surplus in order to stay healthy. And what we've been trying to do is chip off debt. I think that we're probably somewhere now, we'd say around $2 million in debt.
I don't think it's even that high. It
Yeah,
might be
maybe a little less.
1.5.
So if we can get ourselves to be debt-free, well, we may never get there completely, but we've been trying to achieve that. And then if you look at our community, right, we've been investing in our towns, right? When you look at plow trucks and police cruisers, and if you look at what the town has, we're in real good financial shape, right? All our buildings are in pretty decent shape as far as, the police and public works. We do have some issues with the fire departments, and we're talking, potential consolidation with that. But, we got, vehicles. We just got, through a grant process, and we've been fortunate to have good department heads. Nate got us a $500,000 fire truck for relatively, $25,000 expense. That's a real gift to our community that we don't have to purchase. In the hopes that we can sell that other fire truck to offset the money that we spent to buy the new one, so then we get it for free, kinda. And so, all our cars are in good shape, and, we could, so if you look at what we have, we've invested in our community, and I think that we're in really good shape financially with our debt service, with our cash balance, and with the assets the town owns, so.
Wouldn't it do a little bit better if the bigger departments could stagger their totals against each other across a few years? You understand what I'm saying?
I don't.
Maybe they all don't buy a new piece of equipment in the same year.
Well, we haven't done that. We
Oh,
haven't.
you have not?
So we have staggered that, and so, we've tried to spend a little bit of money every single year on different departments. This year, we got a public works truck.
That's not accurate. Our budget's getting pretty doggone big. It just has to come out. Yes, we need all this stuff. Yes, the budget goes up. But is there a way we can get the big departments to work with each other so they're not coming up with big budgets at the same time?
Okay,
Just a thought.
I understand that, but you're gonna need to explain that thought to try to, so we
You
can
don't have
try
to
to.
explain it to me, explain it to somebody else.
You have to explain to me what you're trying to achieve. I know you're saying collaborate. How does the police department collaborate with the fire department, for example, to save dollars?
Hi, chief, this is the police chief. We're gonna buy a new piece of equipment this year. Are you guys buying anything new this year? That's where it starts.
That's
just
what we
where
were
it
already doing
starts.
that.
Well, I don't think we did it this year.
Why not?
That's my thought. I don't think we did it that way.
Okay, well.
It's a big budget. It's a very big budget.
It is a big budget, but
And what also I don't like that we did is we took everything on an undesignated surplus, which I can appreciate because it keeps this year's bill lower. But it would have been nice if undesignated surplus was to get the tax base into a better position by not taxing the individual homeowner.
So, so to explain that further, we always take, one-hit items, I call them, things that are expenditures for 1 year out of undesignated surplus, and that's mostly what we focused on this year. Most of the things that go into our mill rate are things that are reoccurring every year, like the school. So like I said, if you look at the tax rate,
Why do you always go back to the school? Leave the school out of it. We can't do anything about the school.
I understand that. I'm not trying to explain to you.
Just the pieces that we control.
Okay. So if you look at the pieces that we control, which are the one-hit items, like this year we have the plow truck, we have the ambulance, we have a few other items, tools, things of that nature. And then the increases in wages, right? A lot of that was absorbed through a designated surplus. What we can't absorb is the school, which is $54,000, and also the workman's comp. That's $1 million. That $1 million is going into our tax rate because, like Richard just said, we can't control the school. And next year, that $753,000 will be there, plus whatever increase they give us. And so when you look at this, the thing is, even though the school goes at 3%, if 3% on $50 million is a lot less than 3% on 60 million. And so as that number grows, the 3% grows to our community. And so if we pay the school out of undesignated surplus, let's say we pay the full $754,000 out of undesignated surplus, and we drop our undesignated surplus to $4 million, next year, that $754,000 that we use undesignated surplus to pay for is still in our operating budget. Plus, we're going to have to add on the increase that the school's going to come to us next year, potentially. I'm not saying they're going to increase next year, but they, on average, they have. So then we'd have to make up that 753 plus the additional increase. And so we've dropped our undesignated surplus, and then we're stuck next year by growing our mill rate by the 754 of this year and whatever the next year's expense is going to be. And so that's why we wrap it into our mill rates this year, so that way they're recurring expenses, the mill rate goes up according to the recurring expenses every single year. We've used undesignated surplus for things that are one-hit wonders, I call them, like the plow truck. We buy a plow truck this year, we probably won't buy it next year. But one of the things that we did last year is usually we buy a cruiser every single year. We don't have that in this year's budget because we bought it earlier to save $12,000. Well, every year now, we're trying to make that, so that's always a recurring expense. It seems that we need to buy a cruiser every year to keep on top of it with the officers that we have. So we're doing the best that we can. There's different ways to skin a cat. I understand that. That's the direction of the board has been for a number of years now. I think it's working fairly well. Inflation is up. I wish we could get employees for $13.82, the cost of minimum wage, but nobody works for that kind of money anymore.
They got a raise, right?
Well, yeah, it's going to go to 14 something. I can't remember exactly, but it doesn't matter because we can't get anybody for $15 an hour. So minimum wage at this point is irrelevant. So, and it's not just that, we're not trying hard enough. Nobody applies.
Who was behind that raise?
I'm sorry?
Who was behind that raise?
Our department heads came forward and said, listen, we have some vacancies and we've been applying. We put it out there for months and we're not getting anybody. What do you want us to do? Because we need to fill these positions. And we decided to raise it up a little bit to get the people to come to apply for the jobs.
Did they ask for it or did you give it to them?
They asked for it.
I disagree, but anyway, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Question about one of the articles in the beginning about the main bond bank. What do we have sitting out there that's bonded?
The only building that we have, the only bond. Public Works? No, it's Public Works.
Oh, that's right.
It's Public Works.
That's the only,
thing we have bonded.
when does that expire?
I don't know the exact, I would say within, is it 5 or 6 years? I'd have to check, but I thought
Yeah, it's right around 6 or 7, somewhere between 5 and 7 years. It's close.
somewhere's around there.
And I looked into, because Mark wanted me to look into it, I actually talked to the bond bank. He was hoping that maybe we could pay it off early, but they don't allow early payments on that type of bond.
So we got that bond back, I think was in the 90s. And back then we got a 6.5% loan, which was pretty good at that time. And then when the interest rates dropped, I was hoping to, maybe refinance it or, lower the interest rate and or pay it off. And we're unable to change the structure of the
Well,
loan.
actually, they actually did an automatic refinancing for you, I would say, at least
Yeah, they
10
give
years-
us money
10
every
years
year.
ago, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a rebate on,
Right.
like, the last 10 payments.
Right.
And then we only have, 3 other items in the town that we're making payments on?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it to me
Fire
that we
trucks
have the
Expansion over here?
yeah, the expansion, we have the E1 and a
pumper and-
fire engine.
Yeah.
Those are the last 3 items that I could see that we have financed.
So that's
Plus
just
the bond
under
bank.
200,000.
At the end,
I'm sorry?
That's just under
No,
200,000,
it's more than
isn't it?
that. it's more than that.
Well, the fire engine is 65,000, the E1 is 58,000, and the, building is 51,000,
That's
a little more. They're all 51, they're all three.
It's about 3, because the bond's 100 and something, so it's about 3.
Yep,
Yeah,
okay. Thank you.
yep.
Thank you, all of you, for everything you've done.
All set?
This will conclude our budget meeting tonight with the selectmen. And as I said, we've worked well together the last couple of years, and it does make a difference whether you guys are sitting over here when we are interviewing the participant that looking for money. That way there, you already know the download of what's going on. I think it's worked out well.
I agree.
And I can't thank Bill and Dave enough for stepping in and helping me out in this situation I'm in.
Well, we gotta keep you going for another 25 years. Is that what your contract says?
You remember Mike asked me if we had horses to pull the fire wagon back in my day? I got an answer for him. We didn't have horses. We pulled it.
When we start the next fiscal year, the non-town nonprofits, we're not automatically sending stuff out, we're letting,
They have to request it.
okay.
They have to request it.
Do they
And-
know
and
that?
Actually, if you'll notice in the current report, that part of the budget is 100% spent. Everybody has requested their funds for 23, 24. Every single one of them have. So, what happens is usually after a few months, if they haven't requested, I try to reach out to them. So, but no matter what, they either send me an email, they send me some kind of form requesting their money. I don't just give it to them. Because, sometimes they change offices or contact people, so I just want to make sure we have the right information.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for doing that.
Okay, we'll conclude this meeting for tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I'll see you all at town meeting. That is June
17.
17th.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just a weird